Hello friends, welcome again. In this session, I will talk about Python dictionary, which is a very important data structure in Python. Now, before I talk about Python dictionary, I want to tell that this is the fifth session in the playlist. And if you have not seen the sessions till now, please do see that. And I am just showing that I have a playlist with the name Complete Python by Sumit Mittal sir. And you can see here the first session was Python complete course variables and data types. Second was regarding the language fundamentals, in which I have talked about for loop, while loop, if statement, and a lot of other stuff. Third session was around list and tuples. And the fourth is more real time use cases with list and tuples, right? So, till now, four sessions have been done, and each session has come out really long. So, that means around 4 hours of content has been already released. This will be the fifth session in this, where we are trying to cover one other important data structure, which is dictionary in Python, right? If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe now, because I'm putting in a lot of efforts in order to create this playlist for you, and I do guarantee that this is even better than the paid courses which are around, right? So you would truly enjoy this. So with this, without wasting much time, I will quickly go back to my notepad, and what we are going to talk about: Python dictionary. That's what is the topic for today. Okay. So till now, what data structures we have talked about? We have talked about list. We have talked about tuple or tuple, whatever you say. And you remember when I talked about list, is it mutable or immutable? It is mutable. That means you can make changes. But when you talk about a tuple, it is immutable. And a list is enclosed inside this square brackets, and a tuple is enclosed inside parentheses, right? That's what the things are, and we have covered it in detail, so I won't go again. Now, the data structures which are left for us to be covered is dictionary and set. So set would be a topic for next lectures, but a dictionary is enclosed inside these kind of flower brackets flower brackets, and it contain key value pairs, right? So you would have something like key which is 1 and the value is 1, let's say, right? The key would be 2 and the value is 2. So the key is this and the value is this, right? So that's how you create a dictionary. And is dictionary mutable or immutable? A very important question, right? So dictionaries are mutable. Dictionaries are mutable. That means you can add more elements to this, you can remove some entry, right? So I'll talk more about it, but for now you understand that dictionaries are mutable. You can change this value, right? You can change the value, you can add more entries, you can remove the entries, right? And so on. So set would be a topic for next lecture. So dictionary is mutable, and we can change the value for a particular key. We can add more entries in the sense more key value pairs, and we can remove some of the entries. That means we can mutate the dictionary data structure, right? But one thing you have to remember: the key, right? The key should be of immutable data type. Remember, the key should be immutable. That means we should use immutable data types when we are creating a key. I'll talk about it practically, so do not worry for now. Okay, so it's a collection of key value pairs, right? So let's quickly go to our PyCharm, and we can start writing the code. So let me create our first dictionary. Let's say I will say word dictionary. Just like you read English dictionary, right? Where you want to see a word and check the meaning of it. Let's say we have a word dictionary like that. And let's say there is a keyword or the key is intelligent, right? Now this is of string type because I have enclosed it in double parenthesis, right? Now the value, I mean, if someone is looking for the meaning of intelligent, we want to show them the meaning is the one who is really brilliant. I mean, can be a better, we could have given a better definition to this, but for now understand this way, right? Now let I have given a comma and I will add one more. Let's say rich. So someone want to check the meaning of the word rich. The meaning would be a person who has a lot of money, right? Again, do not get offended with the definitions I'm giving. I'm just giving whatever is coming in my mind. Car, right? Car can be uh, a four-wheeler vehicle, right? So in this particular dictionary, we have three entries, right? Each entry has a key and each entry has a value. I hope this is clear. Now I can say print word dictionary and I say control R and I am able to print. You can see it's enclosed inside this uh, curly brackets or flower brackets, whatever you say. I hope this is clear. Let me print the type of it. I will say type of dictionary, I mean this particular data type, and it says it's a dictionary. It's a dictionary. Okay, that's good. Now, let's say what I want to do next is I want to, I want to, so one thing, can you tell, is this sequential data type or sequence data type? I mean, is it ordered? That means if I say, okay, I want, just like in list, we say list of zero, I get the first element, list of two, we get the second. But is there any logic here to make it sequential like that? No. So this is unordered. Unordered. It's not sequential. So if I end up saying, let's say, print word dictionary of zero. I mean, if I print this, I mean, what is zero? Nothing, right? So it's not sequence just like our list and tuples. Rather, if we have to like find the values like this, we have to tell for this key I want to find the value. So let's say if I want to find the meaning of the word intelligent, then in this word dictionary I am giving the key and we will get the value. Now it says the one who is really brilliant, right? The one who is really brilliant. If I say the meaning of the word, let's say car, what is a car? A four-wheeler vehicle, right? Now, if I say something like bike, bike is not there. So if I run this, it will give me an error. You can see key error because the key does not exist. The key does not exist. We will see how we can avoid it, right? But for now, you understand that this is how you have to access the dictionary. You say that this is the key, I want to get the value, and you will get the value. And if the key does not exist, you get an error. I hope this is clear and should make sense. Now, can we have values of different data types? Because now all the keys are string right now, and all the values are string. Can we have one more entry, let's say, and say bike, and I say here, or let's say I give something like 3. Someone searching for the meaning of 3 and they get this 3 integer. Is it valid? Perfectly valid because value can be of any data type. It can be string, integer, float, boolean, list, tuple, dictionary, whatever you want. Value can be any data type. It can be either a primitive data type which hold one value, or it can be a complex data type which hold multiple values like a list, tuple, dictionary, set, whatever. I hope this makes sense. Now if I say 3 here, it should work. It should work, right? I hope this is clear that at the same time you can have values of different data types. What about keys? Can we have keys of different data type? Just think of it. Some of you might be thinking no. But we can have keys also of different data types. For example, if someone search for 3 and I want to show them this, the other way around, right? Will it work? It should. It should work. So you can see we have integer in sorry, string, 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 and this is integer, right? I hope this makes sense. By the way, this when you say word dictionary of 3, it does not mean 0, 1, 2, 3. No, it means the key. It's the key, right? I hope we are clear. Now, if I say 3 here, what it will give me? It will give me an error, key error, saying the key does not exist, right? Now, what if, because if I would write any line here, let's say print hello, right? Now you can see the moment I get that error, after that, none of the lines would be executed after that. So hello is not getting printed. So how to avoid such errors gracefully? Because sometimes it might happen that key does not exist, but it should not like come like a error like that. Rather, we should tackle it gracefully. So that is where we can say dot get. Dot get. If we say 3, it will return none. If it does not exist, it will return none. It won't give us an error that way, right? So it's a better way of doing. For example, if we say 3 here, it gives us 3. So if we want to avoid such errors, because errors can be tricky, right? So you can use dot get instead of just using the index notation. I hope this makes sense. Okay. Now, now this is fine. Let me try adding something and you tell me whether this is valid or not. 1, 2, 3, and I'm saying this is a tuple. Is this okay or no? Just think of it. Print word dictionary dot get and I will say 1, 2, 3. Will this work? Yes, it will. It will. It will work because what I said, the keys can have any data type which are immutable, and string is immutable, integer is immutable, all the primitive types are immutable. Now talking about the data structures that we have, tuple is immutable, and that's why it is accepted here right now. Now what if I would have converted this to a list and I say this is a list, 1, 2, 3. Now will this work? Will this work? No. Unhashable type list. That means it cannot accept this data type as a key, right? Because this is list which is mutable. Mutable keys are not allowed. Keys cannot be mutated. Values can be mutated, right? A set by itself, a dictionary by itself, we can add more elements, we can remove the elements, we can change the values, but keys should be immutable. The keys should be immutable, and the moment I use a mutable data type for keys, it will throw an error, which I have shown right now. I hope this would make sense, right? So let me just remove this. Okay. Now what if I want to add few more entries to this dictionary? I can say word dictionary and I can add, let's say, uh, bike. Bike equal to, I will say, two wheel. two wheel. Just I am just writing this way. And if I print word dictionary, let's see. So it will give us bike as two wheel. It is added as another entry. So this clearly demonstrates that your dictionaries can be mutated, or we can add more elements like that. Now, what if we want to change the existing value? Can you change? Yes, you can. For example, I want to change the meaning of car. I can say word dictionary car, and I will say this is, instead of a four wheeler vehicle, I can say four wheel. Four wheel. Will this work? Yes, this will. And you can see car is now a four wheel vehicle, right? I hope this makes sense. So I have shown you how to add an entry, new entry, how to update the value of existing entry, and so on. Just have a look at it. You should find it easy, I believe. Now, uh, I'll just take this, put it in my notepad, and I'll remove this from here. Okay. Now let's say I have some orders data, and this is a list. And inside this list, we have tuples where 101 is, let's say, the order ID, the order amount is 10,000 rupees or dollars, whatever you think. Order ID 102, 20,000, amount 20,000. Order ID 103, amount, let's say, 15,000. So we have a list of tuples. If I hover over it, it will show that a list of tuples, and each tuple is of two entries. That means a, a tuple with two entries, right? Only two entries. So such a combination where we have a tuple of two, right? It can ideally be thought that the first one is key and second one is value. That's where such tuples are important, where it's a tuple of two. Now we could convert this to a dictionary also. I'll show that shortly. But let's say for now, if I say orders data of, let's say, one, what will it print? If I print this, what will it print? Now you remember your list is a sequence data type, right? So it will be 0, it will be 1. So it will print 102 and 20,000, right? As expected. Now, what if what if I want to tell that my requirement is, I just want to tell the order ID, please give me the amount. In this kind of structure, can I get that? No. I mean, I first go and understand that okay, 102 is sitting at this place, and then we get here. So a dictionary data type could have been better, where my requirement is, I want to give the order ID and I want the order amount, right? So we could have converted this to a dictionary, and how we can do is, we can say dict, right? And I can pass in this list of tuples, right? I just wrapped it inside dict, right? And I will say orders dictionary equal to this, and now I will print this, print orders dictionary, and you can see this: 101, 10,000, 102, 20,000, 103, 15,000, and it's wrapped inside the curly braces. So this has become a dictionary now. If I hover on this, you can see it's a dictionary, right? It's a dictionary where both your key and value are integer types. I hope this is clear. Now if I want to get, okay, can you tell me for order 102, what's the total amount? It's as easy as that. So that's the beauty of dictionary, when you have to say, okay, I know the key, can you tell me the value? Then it's a perfect data structure, right? So you can see this. I hope this makes sense to you. Now, now what we can do is, we have this orders dictionary, right? Now from this, if I want to get all the keys, how can I get all the keys? There is a function orders dictionary dot keys, and this will give us all the keys. I can say order keys equal to, and I can print this order keys, print order keys. So I get it as 101, 102, 103. So I am able to get all the keys. Same way I can print all the values, right? Order values. That's the name I am giving. I could have given any name, and it will give all the values inside this dictionary. So this can be helpful when we want to iterate over all the keys or all the values or whatever. So we have seen two functions, keys and values. Same way there is one more function which is items. Items, right? Now I will say order items. So items is both keys and values ideally, right? That means all the entries it will print now. So you can see 101, 10,000, 102, 20,000, 103, 15,000. So keys is only keys, values is only values, and items means both keys and values. Now we will be using it so that you will understand, but for now I have shown that there is something called as dot items, dot keys, and dot values. Right? Now the data type for this is dict items. You could convert this to a list if you want, right? How to convert? You can wrap it inside a list. You can wrap it inside a list, and you can see now it's a list, right? If I hover on this, you can see this is a list now, right? Okay. So, anyways, you would have understood this part now. Let me proceed. What if I want to get the length of a dictionary? Length of a dictionary. I can just say print length and orders dictionary. So it will tell how many entries are there. Right now, one entry, two entries, three entries. Three entries are there. So it says, okay, this dictionary contains three entries. Okay, that's good. Now, what if I want to clear the dictionary? I want to clear the dictionary. I can say orders dictionary dot clear. That means it will remove all the entries from this dictionary. So now, what we will do, we will try to print this. Print orders dictionary, and we should see that it's empty right now because we have cleared it. So we have seen quite a lot of stuff, but now let us go to the actual use cases where you can relate to dictionary very very well, right? So what I will do is I have some reference data sets, and initially what I will use is customers data. This is what I will use. I will use this customers data, and I want to initially take it as a string. That means I will give it as a string and want to generate a dictionary out of it. And my dictionary should look something like that. Since it's a dictionary, I'm wrapping it inside this. And what I should have is 111599, which should be the key. The customer ID should be the key, and my value should be a tuple. Tuple should have all the remaining values. Of course, that will be wrapped inside like string like this, right? So you can understand, but you got a feel of what I'm trying to say, right? And instead of comma it would be this, right? In a dictionary it's like this. Same way, the second customer, let's say customer ID 256, would be this way, and we will have all the details. We will have all the details like this in a tuple, and same way we will have other customer IDs. And why we intend to do, my requirement is that provided I give the customer ID, I should be able to fetch all the details of that customer. So given this kind of a string, how do I build this kind of a dictionary that we will try to see now? Right, and that's one real time use case, because you might not get a dictionary which is already built in. You might have to create a dictionary using complex ways, right? So let's see how to build a dictionary like this. So let me just see. uh, so what I will do is, I'll remove this and I will say customers raw data equal to, and I'll provide this string here. I'll provide this string. You can see now this is a multi-line string, we know. And you know the first line is not the data, rather header. So let me separate it out first of all. So I will say customer header equal to customers raw data, right? Customers raw data dot split, and I will say, since each line is terminated by a new line character \n, so I'm splitting it based on new line character, so that I will get an array where the first element would be the first line, second element would be the second line, third element would be the third line, and so on. And in this, the zeroth line, zeroth index, that means the first line is my header. So now I can print the header also for you, just to show you that we have done it correctly. Customer header, and you can see I am able to print the header. Now let me separate out the data also. How do I separate out the data? I can say customer data equal to customers raw data dot split. Again, I will say \n, and I want to print all the rows starting from first index till the end. So this is how I will get the data. Now if I print this customers data, definitely it should print that. Print customers data, and you can see this is my zeroth index here, right? This is my first index, and so on. I hope this is fine. So basically each customer entry is coming like a big string which we need to again split based on comma later, right? We are clear with this, I believe. So basically if you ask me, if I write it down there, or I have the notepad. So right now customer's header is this. Customer header equal to this right now, right? And customer data equal to, uh, if you ask, I mean, let me just show with two lines, you will understand for remaining. So it's an list where the first entry is like this, right? And then comma, second entry is again like this, so on. It's not on new line, by the way, it's the same line. So you can see it like this, right? Okay. So now what I want to do is, I want to create a customer dictionary which I want to build, right? I want to build the customer dictionary. So I will say customer dictionary equal to, and I'm defining an empty dictionary right now which does not have anything, which does not have anything, empty dictionary. Okay. Now what I want to do, I want to keep adding more elements to this customer dictionary. So I will have a for loop for x in customer data, customer data, right? What I want to do, I want to add to this as a customer dictionary. What should be the key? What should be the key here, right? So the key should be customer dictionary, and I would have this x. So what is x right now? You have to understand this. What is this x here? X would be this entire first row initially. So x would be this thing. right? So this is a string. You need to split it based on comma so that you get an array. So when you split this based on comma, you will get an array like this, array of these elements. On splitting it based on comma, you will get an array, and from there you can get the zeroth element from this array. When I say array, you understand like a list, right? So let me first split it. So x dot split based on comma, right? Based on comma, and you want to get the zeroth element, which should be the key. That means 11599. And what should be the value to this? The value, as I mentioned, should be a tuple, right? I initially mentioned like this. The value should be a tuple. So let me say tuple, and let me define the value. So it should be x of 0 was this. So from first element to the last. So x of 1 till the end. So x dot split, of course, based on comma. And from this, earlier we took the zeroth element as the key, and all the remaining elements, that means from 1 till the end, will be the value. Will be the value. Now, if I print your customer dictionary, let's see what we get. I get this as the key and the remaining thing as the value. Right? Same way, this as the key, remaining thing as the value, and so on. So we have got the kind of structure that we were looking at. Now, how this structure helps us? If I say I want to get all the details for customer, let's say 11599, right? I want to get all details for this customer. We can easily get like this. We are getting a tuple which contains all the related values for this particular customer. I hope this would make sense. Okay. Now, in lists, when we saw list, I talk about list comprehension very highly, and we have seen it in great detail. Same way, we can use dictionary comprehension, which is again a syntactic sugar. So, what I will do, of course, we do not have to define an empty dictionary then. Let me comment all of these parts. And all what you have to do is you use your for loop here, right? Now, what it will return? It will return a dictionary which you have to put before this for loop, right? So you will say uh, here x dot split of 0, right? Colon, because we are creating a dictionary, x dot split of 1. So this tuple we have to create because this will be your value, right? And this you will enclose inside. Earlier when you were doing a list comprehension, you were enclosing like this, but now since it's a dictionary comprehension, you would enclose inside these brackets, right? And you would store it inside customer dictionary. Equal to, it's equivalent to list comprehension, right? If you have understood that well, same way you can understand this. And now I will say uh, print customer dictionary, and you can see we get the same thing. We get the same thing. So I hope this would be clear to you. I hope this would be clear. Okay. Now this is created. That's nice. uh, Now what if I want to go one level down, and what I want to create is instead of this kind of structure, I'll just take it. Right now whatever dictionary I have created is something like this, right? What if I want to again create a nested dictionary here? That instead of this, what I would have want is, let's say, uh, I would want a dictionary as a value, and I would say first name, let's say Mary, comma, last name, let's say John, and more fields like this. That means I want to, my intention is that I want to get one level more down, that for this customer I want the first name, for this customer I want the city. If my requirement is to have this kind of thing, that I first want to take the customer and tell about city, or I want to tell about state, then this kind of a nested structure would be helpful for me. That means I should be created a nested dictionary where the value itself is a dictionary, right? So this is the key, and the value is the dictionary here. Earlier it was a tuple, but now I'm creating a dictionary as a value. How I get this kind of a structure? That's what something we will try to build now. So let me remove the list comprehension. Let me go with the normal for loop for now, right? And then we will try seeing how to build that kind of a structure. So what I will do now is I will say nested dictionary equal to empty. Right now nothing is there, right? For key comma value in whatever customer dictionary we have created, right? Whatever customer dictionary we have created, let me first of all print it. Let me print this 1 minute. I will copy it, right? I'll copy it. So this is right now my current thing. From this, I want to build that nested thing, right? So you can see this. From this, I want to build the nested structure. So now I'll say nested directory for key value in uh, customer dictionary dot items. Now we are iterating so that it goes line by or item by item. So first item would be, if you see, would be this. Second, in second iteration, it would be this. In third iteration, it would be this. So let me pick out the first item from this, because in the first for loop iteration, it would be like this, right? Okay, for key comma value in customer dictionary dot items. So initially the first line is this, and this would be the key, and this would be the value, right? So when we say key, it would be 11599, and the value would be this tuple. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now I want to add to this nested dictionary, right? And key would be the same. For the new structure also, the key would be the same, right? Only change we are making in the value part, where this Mary, it should be first name colon Mary. That means we are creating a dictionary. So I will say equal to, and now I have to create a dictionary here. Dictionary, that means I will enclose inside this kind of brackets. Now here I should be saying what I should be saying. I should be saying uh, customer first name equal to customer first name equal to value of 0. Why value of 0? Because this is my entire value part and this is 0. Then value of 1 will give me the last name, value of 2 will give me the address, and so on. Right? I hope this is clear. So customer first name I have given. So this is how we can do that. So you can see for this key, the value is this, which is a dictionary, and this is again in this dictionary, this would be the key, and this is the value, this is the key, this is the value, and so on. So if I print this nested dictionary, let's see what it will print. So this is the one, right? 11599, customer first name Mary, last name Malone, address, city, state, pin code, right? Same way you can see we are getting. Do not get confused with the first line. Let me remove, because earlier there was another print statement, right? So now see it. So if you see here, if I put it in the notepad, that's what we have got. So inside a dictionary we have a dictionary, right? So this is the outer level dictionary, right? You can see, and this is the inner level dictionary, right? So this structure will really help us out. How? For example, let's say what I intend to do is I want to get, let's say I want to get for the customer, let's say 12111, I want to get the pin code. Get pin code. I just have to do this, and it gives me the pin code for this. So you can see the way we have structured our data, it kind of enables us to use this kind of queries efficiently, right? And we can take it from the user also as input. So let me just show you that. So what I can do is customer ID equal to input, enter the customer ID, right? And customer detail, what detail we want, equal to input, what details you want, right? So customer ID, customer details. So I can replace this with get customer ID, customer detail. Now if I run this, I can just say, let's say for customer 256, I want, let's say, customer L name, last name. I am getting this. I hope this makes sense to you now. Now, ideally, we have done it like this, hard coded it. We could have even got it from the headers, isn't it? So we had some, at some point we have this header, right? So this header, again, we can split it based on comma, because right now the header is, I would say, this string. This string is the header right now, like this. So we can split it based on comma so that we get a list. So that we get a list, and then we can use that. So let me just do a split on this based on comma. Now this customer header will be a list now. You can see this list. So what I can do is I can use customer header of, here what I can do, I can give customer header of 1, because initially we are starting from customer first name, right? So customer header of 1, customer header of 2, we are hard coding it, not hard coding, rather we are dynamically producing this. I hope this makes sense, and this will fetch us the same results. So what I want, let's say I can say 256 and customer last name, and we get the same details. So I hope this would have given you a lot of clarity on how you can create your dictionary, because you might not have the dictionary already ready. You would have some raw data and you would have to frame your dictionary. It can be even a nested dictionary based on what kind of queries you want to target quickly, right? So this should make sense now to you. Now, what I want to do is we have some orders data also, right? Orders data. I want to basically join orders data with customers data. So I would wish to load orders raw data first of all, and I wish to print the loop through it line by line. And whenever I see this particular thing, I want to refer to my dictionary which I have already built, because when I refer to my dictionary, I will get those details related to that. So how do I do this? That means how do I join orders data with customers data that way? Because customers data right now is a reference data stored in a dictionary. I would wish to refer that and bring it together. I want to merge, right? Bring it together. How do I do that? So let me load this orders data. Let me load this orders data. So I will just say, just like we have customers data, I'll load it orders data also here. Orders, or I will say raw orders data equal to, okay, and I have given this. Fine. Now what I want to do is, there is no header actually. There is no header. So I want to split this based on new line, because that's how our data is structured, right? Every line is by separated by a new line character dot split, and that should give us an array which I store in orders data, right? So I get, if I say orders data of 0, I get this, orders data of 1, I get this, and so on. Now what I want to do is, so I have orders data now. Uh, Let me remove these details. I do not want to hard code now. So we have orders data and customers data. Nested dictionary, all of this is fine. Now what I want to do, I want to get a combined result. Combined result equal to, let's say I am saying I would get my final combined results in a list. So I have defined an empty list. So I will say for x in orders data. That means I am looping over my this thing. This list I am looping over, right? So initially when I loop, it will be this record. This record will be one string. One entire line would be one string like this, uh, right? So orders data of 0 would be initially this line. So let me just come here and I say x dot split based on comma, right? I want to split it based on comma so that this I can get as a list, right? And I want to capture it inside order. So order would be a list now. You can see this. Okay. Now inside this list, what I will do is combine result dot append. What I want to append? I want to append order of 0, order of 1, order of 2, order of 3, all of this. Let me do order of 0, comma, order of 1. I'll just copy it 4 times. First of all, order of 0, 1, 2, 3. This is fine. But apart from that, whenever I see this, from this I want to refer my dictionary which I have created earlier, right? So how do I call my dictionary? What is my dictionary name? Nested dictionary, isn't it? My dictionary name is nested dictionary. Or I can use my customer dictionary also, right? I can use customer dictionary. Let's not go too nested on that, right? So customer dictionary, and in this, what I want to pass the key. The key would be what? Order of 2, isn't it? Order of 2 is my key, right? And this should give me my combined results. Let's see. Print combined result. Some of the things, print statements, if they are there, I have to comment. Uh, Let me just quickly check. For X in orders data, let me see what's the error. Exactly. Okay, my bad. I have to wrap it inside this so that we are appending a tuple to this. And you can see this is a list where we have order ID 1 placed on this date, customer ID this, order status is closed. Now we got all the details from the dictionary regarding this particular customer. That's what we wanted, right? So we use that dictionary reference in order to get these details. So it's like a join, isn't it? That we got the joined results. I'll print it, put it here so that you can have a look. So you see that this is one entry, right? So this is all the orders data, and this is the customer data related to that person who placed that order. I hope this is making sense to you, right? So we have joined. So we have performed a join using a dictionary. Even in, your big data world, or even if you are a data analyst, data engineer, data scientist, dictionary data structures are very much in use, very well used, right? And you should learn it well. It's not about what function to call and all. That is easy. But creating a dictionary in the right way, right? Whether you have to create a nested dictionary or a normal dictionary, and how to create it from raw data, right? It is something very important, because if you structure it the right way, then your queries will be solved faster and it will take less time. That's how, I mean, why do we use data structure? For efficient querying, or if my role is to insert the data or to query the data, I would use the relevant data structure which supports that properly. So for my thing, if my role is that I want to say for this customer, I want to, this customer ID, I want to get the name. Then I use a nested dictionary, right? Now, if I want all the combined things in one place, then I clubbed it together, I referred it and clubbed it. So very, very important to understand the use cases in actual world for the dictionary, because this is the most widely used data structure in Python. So with this, we have covered dictionary in great detail, I believe, and you would have enjoyed the session. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe now, because that will be a good motivation for me. And I'm really working hard on this playlist. You know that till now, 5 videos have been delivered, which is around 5 hours of super high quality content, which you might not even get in paid courses. You can check that out, right? So, with this, I would end the session, and I truly believe you would have enjoyed that. Thanks a lot.